my gallows and build them high. Makes a long time climbing before I die. I want the chance to spit in his eye. Oh, well, they gave me bars, but I can see between to a dusty yard and long gone green. They call that freedom, if you know what I mean. And I drown my sorrows, but the whiskey's gone.
Hello everybody, welcome to Heidbangers. This is episode 4. I'm your host Matty, joined tonight by John and Alex. John, Happy New Year to you both.
Happy New Year.
John, how are you doing?
Not too bad. Just kind of glad to get back to work.
You glad to get back to work?
And get back into a routine. During the holidays, I was losing track of what days. I was sitting in the house for a Saturday thinking it was Sunday, but it wasn't.
That's what happens. Hey Alex, how are you? How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm actually also buzzing to get back to some sort of normality. I've had 2 weeks of COVID, which has been shite. So I'm itching to get back to normal.
Aye, and itching isn't one of the symptoms of COVID. That's
it's all good.
A separate thing. Usual wee bit of housekeeping for the podcast. So this is a podcast where we're talking about mental health, but we should stress that we are not mental health experts. Nothing that we say should be considered as medical advice or anything like that. And if you're struggling, seek a proper professional to help you. Then rely on us, is what we're saying here, because we're more likely to do more harm than good. Right. So that's all the disclaimers out the way with. Right, topic for tonight. We're obviously actually just touching on it there. Christmas time, New Year, and then kind of going back to work, which can be quite a challenging time for folk. Alex, you and I both had the added challenge of COVID over Christmas, which threw a spanner into the works. The Christmas plans for
definitely
a few people going by the numbers. How was your Christmas, and how did it impact you?
Christmas was great. Boxing Day was great. I was just basically spent letting the kids go daft on all the stuff they got. Nothing in particular, nothing special, but just letting them have their day. And then we had a wee meal at night and a foot-long pig and blanket, and it was all good. Boxing Day, much more of the same, just letting them get stuck into their gifts, and then 27th had a party, 28th got COVID, and that was it. Wiped out till a few days ago. So other than that, it's been fine. Put myself into I've got a sort of playroom. My office is where I am now. Playroom's on the other side of the bar, and that's where I sort of pitched up my camp to isolate myself. And the door, they've got a wee window on the door that the kids kept coming up to and banging on it. So I felt like Free Willy in his tank, and they knew sort of to stay away from me. And it was just that like, I don't know, 6 or 7 days no seeing them was rubbish. I could talk to them, but I couldn't come near them. That was crap. That was a challenge, but we got there. All good.
And I want to hear more about this foot-long pig and blanket, by the way.
Aye, you need to be quick if you go to Lidl at Christmas time. I just remembered that they were selling them last year, and I thought, I wonder if they're doing them this year, and they were. And I got the last 4 in the shop. Delighted.
Yep. 4 feet of pig and blanket. Amazing.
Aye. Not all at once, obviously.
No. John, what about you? How was your Christmas and New Year?
That was quite good. I stayed over at Mum and Dad's on Christmas Eve. Went out for a couple of drinks from me and my dad were up to like 5 in the morning, listening to the Eagles, getting a few beers, just talking about music and everything like that. And so it was really good. Christmas Day I was at my mum and dad's with my brother. My sister doesn't bother with Christmas and New Year, so it was just 4 years there. It was just good spending time with family and just chilling out, watching the telly, paying your meal and that. So it was really good. Just one day of the year, kind of like, I'm not a big fan of Christmas these days, but just getting to spend a day with your family, so it's pretty good.
What is it you don't like about Christmas?
My granddad died at Christmas time 7 years ago. He died just at the beginning of December, and his funeral was 2 days before Christmas Eve, at the same day as the bin lorry crash. So the older I got, the less interested I became in Christmas.
Yeah.
But I kind of passed away around that time, but it just kind of killed any spirit I had left. Anything I had, it just kind of wiped that away from me. So, I mean, I like spending time with my family. It's good for the family reasons, but Christmas for me now, it's just kind of emptiness now. Yeah.
And Alex, you've got a young family and everything, so Christmas, I suppose, probably quite different for you. How do you feel in the lead up to Christmas? Is it excitement, pressure, or?
I'll get fed up with it quite quick, to be honest. But it's for the kids. Like the missus just goes mental on Christmas. The tree goes up on the 1st of December, and I try not to listen to all the Christmas music and that, but hard to avoid. But the run up to it, getting towards like the week before, the kids are starting to get excited, and you can pretend Santa's on the phone to them to get them to shut up and behave and that. So that's quite good.
That's not, who do you get to phone?
It's an app. You get an app. Santa phone. You put their name in the app, and he phones up and says, "Oh, hello," and does all the voice and says, "I hope you're being good," and this, that, and the next thing, and they proper shit themselves, and they go away and do their teeth and away up to bed and that, and best behaviour. Sounds evil, but it works really well.
But how folk use Santa like that? It's like meant to be like this kind of amazing that Santa's coming and everything, but very quickly as it becomes a disciplinary tool. for
Absolutely,
parents.
I get it
should. As it should.
Aye, too right.
And I suppose, Alex, for getting organised and everything like that for Christmas, I didn't do too much. And my missus deals with, I'd say, probably 99 to 100%. Christmas, actually, Josh made a comment today. So because of COVID, we only saw Josh and my mother-in-law for swapping Christmas presents today.
Right.
So kind of the first opportunity we'd had to go and swap presents. And we had this big Hibs sack, actually, presents for Josh. He's not a kid anyway, but he had some big things. It wasn't like loads of money spent on them, but anyway.
Aye.
He says this is the point where your mum feigns surprise when you open it, and your dad's genuinely surprised at seeing what you've got for the first time. And it's pretty accurate. So, but I always find Christmas, there's a few things stressful about it anyway. So I always worry that I've not bought enough for Jane. That's like my biggest concern every Christmas when it comes up is I hope I've not underdone it. And generally done it, but it was made worse this year. I caught COVID on the 23rd. So we were last minute shopping anyway this year. We were really unorganised, and then I couldn't do half it. So it was like, can I get on Amazon? And just a total stress. And then obviously no feeling well was a bit shit anyway, but I always have that stress. And then the worry that the actual day itself is not going to be that great because you're having to be. So we normally go to Jane's mum's and then my mum and dad's. We'll swap who we have Christmas dinner with. And I was just finding it was like a big pressure. And because I drive, kind of have a drink. Everybody else is having a drink and enjoying themselves. And I always think Christmas will be a bit of an anticlimax when it comes around.
Very much,
Boxing Day is better. Boxing Day we tend to stay in the house, and then just we'll have like a second Christmas dinner for ourselves. We're not going anywhere, but then we'll drink most of the day as well, which is generally good fun. But that was all wiped out this year because of bloody COVID.
Just do it twice next year.
But we thought we might do a summer one.
A summer Boxing Day.
Aye, with the family and catch up with folk who, because we would have had Christmas dinner at my mum's this year. It was our turn to be there. But because I'd seen my mum on the Tuesday that week, so I'd borrowed her car because my car was still not working. So I'd given her a car back on the Tuesday, and she'd come back across the Fife with me to drive me back home. And so we'd had a car journey, so she had to isolate, which meant my big sister couldn't see her on Christmas Day as well. It just had that kind of that knock-on effect that nobody could see my mum and dad. So that kind of added a wee bit of guilt for kind of ruining Christmas, not just for the immediate family, but for the extended family as well.
You've already put pressure on yourself for a summer Christmas.
Aye, that's a stupid thing to do. Now you mention it, it is. It's a stupid thing to do. And John, for you, like obviously you said like it's nice to go see your family, but you find it's a bit of kind of drain anyway because of the historic ties. But do you feel like a pressure that you have to enjoy yourself because it's the sort of thing that time of year, isn't it? But everybody's like, come on, have fun.
wouldn't say there's pressure. I make the effort to go. I mean, I was ill a couple of years ago. I couldn't make Christmas Day because I was not well. But I like to go. See, the spirit of Christmas and that, the build up and that, for me, it's just a normal day. You're working and all that, and just for me, Christmas Day is something different. It's just kind of. I see my mum and dad most weeks and everything at bank. Christmas Day, it's just something nice to do. Just spend it with family. It's a good day. See, my sister doesn't bother me anymore, so there's only the 4 years that do it. But I really enjoy it. I go on, I have a few beers, have a laugh, have my meal, watch telly, and it is a wee bit more special than seeing them every other week for my dinner or anything like that. It's just nice to spend family with that day. I think just with my granddad passing away and everything, I think it's just it gives it that wee bit of specialty family wise, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And how about New Year, John? What do you do for Hogmanay and that?
I was actually brought in Hogmanay watching the New York Rangers with a cup of coffee. They were on at 12 o'clock at night. They're playing. The Rangers were away to Florida, Tampa Bay, so they're 5 hours behind. So it's bros. Midnight comes, I'm sitting in my house, cup of coffee, watching the New York Rangers game on the telly. To us, it's one of the best New Years I've ever had, and we won, so that was a bonus. If I had lost, it would have been a shit start to the new year. But no, it was just Hogmanay in it as well. When you're younger, it's good getting to stay up late. You get the odd wee drink handed to you and everything like that. But now it's just like, it's not the same as what it used to be when you're a kid. Hogmanay. So it's just, I just like to kind of chill out and have a quiet one now and again. Sometimes I might go with my mum. Last year I was at my mum and dad's for New Year. I stayed over with them. So it's good, but it's just not really a big thing now. It's kind of lost its appeal.
Aye. It's a funny thing. We've got Charlie Banks with a strong opinion. Hibs just dialed into the call, so we'll invite him in and let him join in the episode. So we'll give him a wee second to connect to the audio, etc., and I'll let him know what we're talking about. Charlie, how you doing?
Good, mate. Aye, yourself?
Good, mate. We're just we're already recording here, so we're just talking about kind of Christmas, New Year, and the pressures that kind of brings about for everybody, and kind of how we'll deal with it. And COVID obviously has played a part this year for some. So happy New Year to you, Charlie. Anyway,
You too.
We've had the chance to say it. How was your Christmas and New Year, mate?
It was good, mate. I managed to get down to London for the darts, which was a big plus, and come back without COVID, so everyone was a winner there. But it was different this year, a lot of family stuff kicked in, so it was a very different Christmas than what we were used to, but it was good nonetheless.
You get to enjoy it, okay?
I had enough beer to kill a man, so that was all good.
And Alex, you, if I get my timeline right, then, so you were post Christmas before you fell out with COVID. So your Hogmanay was a bit of a write off.
It was complete write off, absolute shite. I would have went and had a beer with my dad or my cousin or whatever. It's not a big event, but it's something to do. But I lay on the bed, had the telly on, and heard the fireworks at the castle, and then went and played the Nintendo Switch. That was it. Nothing much else to it. Woke up in the morning, still couldn't see the kids, so it was all just a bit shite. I think we're going to do a pretend one next week just to keep them. They pretend it's New Year and celebrate it then. So yeah, it was pretty crap. I wouldn't. The missus went to bed, and it's usually a non-event, but when I had planned with my dad and my cousin, like, we may as well just get pissed. And it never happened, so that was shite. Probably the shitest New Year I've ever had.
I would second that. I was back on my feet by then, but I still didn't even fancy drinking. Like Jane was still ill, so I would have been drinking myself, and that's never the most funny. And when we watched the fireworks and that on the TV, it was Stirling Castle. There wasn't even Edinburgh this year on BBC. Just like the whole thing didn't feel very New Yearish at all. Quite glad to just see it come and go. Were you off over Christmas other than feeling sick? So, John, you mentioned you were kind of looking back to looking forward to getting back to work. Are you just about to get back next week? Is it?
I went back on Wednesday, the back shift, so I've got a long lie this week as well. So it's a wee bonus going back to work. We didn't have to go up at stupid hours in the morning. I finished up on the 23rd and I went back on the 5th. I enjoyed being off. It was good, but the thing is, your routine that you've had goes out the window. You eat a amount of shite. You're going to bed at like 2, 3 in the morning because you're up watching the telly. You're not getting up till late. It's like, your routine just goes right out the window. So I was glad I was going back shift. I could kind of break myself back in. But I'm day shift next week, so 6 o'clock starts. Great. And but it was good. It's just, but I like having a routine. Like just to get back to work was good. Getting back into a routine again. For me, having a routine's kind of helps me a lot as well. Just knowing what I'm doing and certain times I can go to my bed and that. So it's quite good that way.
Alex, you said you're looking forward to getting back into it as well.
I am. There's for money for a start, just to get some money coming in. And I've fed up looking at the walls in my house. I want to get out and work. I'll probably feel totally different in the morning. I want to get back to the house and so. But now I've got a full week planned, and actually the other day, the person that I had a full week for lined up next week called off, just cancelled me completely. So that kind of threw me off a bit, but I've managed to get some work together, so it's all good. But I want to see. I need to see if my work trousers still fit me. They will not. And just get back into it. I just want to get going. Can't wait.
No, but
I'm like a football player.
you had time off over Christmas, or have you worked through it?
No, I was off. First day I was off was when Hibs played Aberdeen, 22nd I think it was, and went back on Thursday there. But I very much like John. I missed the routine. Very similar. Was going to my bed at like 3, 4 in the morning, getting up at 2 in the afternoon, and it was a bit rubbishy. But it's nice to be back, and I've got a busy week coming up, so looking forward to getting back into the routine yet. And looking forward to just getting back working and seeing where it comes.
None of you have the back to work dreads after a bit of time off, no?
No, really not.
That's just me.
Maybe different being self-employed. I don't know.
Maybe. So I didn't take any time off. I'm not really that fussed with Christmas holidays generally, like for taking time off. Because I started halfway through the year, so most of the other managers in the management team had already booked off Christmas. So
right.
I said, I'll just work through. But then you get like the bank holidays and everything. But still, with no being well and then having the bank holidays, I've still no settled back. I don't know if it's like a lingering effect of COVID, but see in the mornings I'm struggling, struggling to get up. No, it helps working from home because you can get up and just chuck some clothes on and log in. You didn't have any commute really other than going down the stairs. But I really struggling, and I keep having I think if I've talked about this on the podcast before, right? When I'm sleeping and my alarm goes off, I do this thing where I have really vivid dreams about why I didn't have to get up, right? And it's like there's like mad reasons for it, but there'll be like a wee story playing in my head why I can just pick my alarm off, and they've been terrible. Like last couple of weeks. What date we're on now? The 9th. So last week anyway, since New Year, every morning when my alarms would go, in fact, even the weekend, I've been waking up having the dreams to tell myself why I didn't have to get up for work, even though I'm not working. That's no good thing. I think that's healthy.
I want to come what the plot lines are.
Oh man, right. So I'm not looking good at remembering them. I think the one this morning, so I had to get up this morning because I was picking Jane up for Dundee, so my alarm had gone off. But when it went off this morning, what was it? There was something dead convoluted, and other folk were involved, and they were doing something, and because they were doing it, meant I didn't have to do it. I can't remember what the actual task was, but it was like they're doing it. So don't worry about the alarm. You can just put your alarm off because they've got that covered. But I've had things where I've been like, I made one where I was pitching for business at Hibs. It was like in the West Stand, and it was like trying to get a deal for a player or something like that. And I was doing like a big presentation in that, and the alarm was going. I was going, "Did I have to just put that alarm off because that'll interrupt your presentation?" And so I kept turning it off. I mind going back years. My mum came in to make me. I worked at McDonald's, right? And she's like, "You're sleeping in." And I was obviously still dreaming. I said, "Did I need to go in the day, Mum?" She says, "What do you mean?" She says, "There's no chicken nuggets." She goes, "What?" I said, "Simon Mayo's eating them. Simon Mayo and the Breakfast Crew. They've had them all. There's name." Obviously, what the fuck are you talking about?
Jesus.
It's things like that. Like I just all sorts of reasons that just tell me just put your alarm off again. I did, but they've been brutal this week, and I think it's like just worrying about work anyway because I'm still getting my head around the job and everything. But it wasn't a fun time. It's just when you say kind of looking forward to getting back to work. I was like, fuck hell, I need to get myself into that position where I'm tuned in mentally to go, what day is? Because I start worrying now about work tomorrow already. Now we're talking about that. I'm like, start thinking about all the stuff that I've got today. It's,
I've got to empty the van. The tools, that's the one, but I'm not looking forward to. That's about it. Once you get set up, you're all right.
Aye, once you get going. Charlie, so you say you quite like the routine as well, mate?
Aye. So I'm a youth worker, so it's very, very different time. I usually work a lot of nights, so it's nice I can, start work afternoon, work right through. But I sort of missed that, having just the routine. But I'm looking forward to just getting back to like first meeting's not till 12 o'clock tomorrow, so I've got a wee bit of a lie in, which is nice. And I'm working right through to like 9, 10 in one's night, so it's a bit of a different routine than the normal 9 till 5, but it's good nonetheless. Aye,
that's good to hear. And do you find that kind of helps you with your mental health in general, just having that sort of routine?
A wee bit, aye. I think I burnt myself out close to Christmas because obviously when things are getting closer to Christmas, it gets a bit busier in the youth work sector. But so that routine was burning me out. But aye, it was. I've never felt like that for years. I think the last time that was maybe 3-4 years ago. But usually having that routine helps, but it didn't really help at the end of last year there.
And you said, John, as well, it helps you having a bit of routine.
Yeah, just the job I was in when we first done Heidbangers, I got paid off that one. So I started a new job 3 weeks before Christmas at the local paper mill, which is good. A day the free shifts. I've got my forklift license, so I can get to use the forklift and that. So I've got a bit of variety of what I'm doing in there now. And it's all right. I get a good laugh, good bit of banter with the boys, go in, do my work. No hassles at all. So straight away, I'm going into my work. And it's like, I just feel happy and like, nothing's getting on top of me. Because before like a Sunday night, you say, oh shit, I've got work tomorrow and don't look forward to it. Now, the only worry I've got to do is make sure I'm up and starting for 6, because I like to leave at the very last minute. I'm pretty bad for that. Thank fuck, I've got a bike. But it's just having the routine again. I get you. I don't mind being off, but again, with restrictions and COVID and all that, you're kind of limited to what you can and can't do. You try to protect yourself. As I say, if you're off work, I'm not going to get paid. But I just like having the routine, and I mean that's good. You finish I'm 6 till 2, so I come home finish at 2, come home and just chill out and have my tea, watch the telly, and it's good that way. Again, you're off on a Saturday, Sunday. So I enjoy the 2 days off, and it's just back to normal. It helps my mental health, folks. So when you're on your own, you've not got much to do. You kind of get bored, and again, you kind of comfort you a wee bit. Your routine goes right out the window.
See, comfort eat plenty when you're knowing you're in as well, by the way, is by for testify. The best thing that happened with COVID was I lost half a stone. Which I couldn't taste anything, I had the appetite. So
if they give it to me, I'll put beef on.
It's definitely coming back, yeah. It's just a temporary thing. Anyway. Right, I think we're pretty much out of time for this evening, guys.
Flew by.
Aye, it's been a quick one. Charlie, I'm sorry you didn't get longer with us.
No, it's all right. I finished work early at night, so I was like, I can jump on. But no, it was good to be on for a wee bit.
Aye, good. And if anybody's not listened to it already, I had to be listening to your Strong Opinion Hibs podcast about Elias Melkerson.
Aye.
earlier on as driving up to Dundee, so I stuck it on in the car. Good episode, Sid. I'd encourage anybody to go and have a wee listen to that as well.
We recorded one the day with Orlando City podcast about Mueller, so that's coming out at some point in the next week. So that's another really good one. And we're trying to avoid the Staggies podcast. We don't want to talk to Ross County about Harry Clark because we can't what we're getting. So we see him in the league. But another good one coming this week, and we've also got one with the Hibs women's goalkeeper Emily Much as well. So some good stuff coming.
Good stuff. Good to hear it. Okay, watch out for that. We're back with Longbangers tomorrow night. I'm not quite sure what we're doing with that one. I think we're going to do a wee review on Gordon's time at Hibs and game a score out of 15 since we did all the players last week, but we'll play it by ear. And we'll have short bangers on Thursday, and we can get more questions, Alex, for that now. By the way, we've only got a few left from pre-Christmas, so
we'll need to start
firing them out again.
Okay.
Nice one. All right, guys, thanks very much for your time tonight. Thanks for listening, folks. We'll catch you next time.
Cheers.
Well, they trailed me down when I broke free. I drank all the whiskey in Tennessee. I don't drink water, no.